Yo, 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 yo. How are you doing? We are live. I know it's been a while. We are here on the Brogi Naric channel talking about some old shit because it happened last week. But hey, we getting around to it. This is your boy Brogi Naric. I got my man Critical from Critical
What's the word, everyone? What's the word, Brogi?
Yes. It's been a while. I was happy to have you back here. And Crit, before we get into it, let the people know where they can find you.
Yes, sir. You can find me at Critical's Blue Reviews on Instagram, Facebook at Critical Blue, and also on Twitter, Critical's Blue Reviews. Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. Let me see how we sounding. I'm trying to listen to it. We're on now.
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. Let me see how we sounding. We sound great. Okay. Listen to it. We're on now. You sound great. Gonna have some more people popping in. Eventually, sometimes, shit happens. But today we're going to be talking about all the happenings that happened at San Diego Comic-Con 2024. Not all the happenings, but some of the bigger things.
Right.
So if we have time, we'll get into Deadpool and Wolverine's quick spoiler talks about that great movie that is killing the game right now at the box office. Taking over. Fun film. Marvel, I guess, is back. I don't know, but it's doing this thing. They're still chugging along, and
that was a good comeback.
Mm-hmm. It's solid. I mean, I don't think the movie is like the end all be all for are they back, but I think it's a good step in the right direction. So
right. Mm-hmm.
Before we go any further, for anyone who's watching or will be watching later, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the stream, and check out me and the guest channels on YouTube. It's gonna be a little bumpy. Like I said, it's been a while since we've done this, but
give a like for the bumps. Make sure you give a like for the bumps.
Yes. And hold on, I'm trying to share this crap again. Kind of messed it up. All right, I'll do it that way. There we go. Post. There we go. All right. So yes, first of all, minor thing. I want to start with The Boys. Did you watch The Boys season 4? You've been into it, keeping up with it?
I have been. Yes. That was a strong season.
Okay. So quick thoughts on season 4. You thought it was pretty solid, right?
I thought it was pretty solid. There were a couple of questions that I did have. Are we doing spoilers or?
Yeah. The ship been over for about 2 weeks now. So yeah, go ahead.
That's true. Yeah. So I would say like Star. I don't know. I might have missed how Starlight got her powers back. So
I took it as the Spider-Man 2 thing. It was like a psychological thing. She wasn't feeling it, and then she started feeling it when it was convenient for her to feel it. So that's what I took it as.
Yeah, that's probably the only gripe I had. Like it was just convenient for that moment. Like when she's like that was more under duress. Then all of a sudden her powers came back. Like we've seen her under duress, her powers didn't come back. Now under that particular duress, the powers came back. But other than that, I did feel some type of way about the senator getting killed in front of her daughter. That's more so not that you know what I mean. Like it wasn't that. I felt like that was lame or anything. It was just that I did like the senator, you know what I mean? Like her role and, to get killed in front of a daughter. So I was invested in the story. And I didn't like how your boy kind of handled himself in that, but I thought it was great, man.
Yeah, he was not fucking around.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. It was funny, the discourse around it, and people were being really dumb. Like they just realized that the show is, I guess, political or was making fun of different sides or whatever. Like it was that whole argument was kind of dumb. And coming to the stage, it's Mr. Cuba.
Oh my God. We are in here, man. That's what it is.
Yeah. So for anyone wondering, the stream was originally set at 6:00 today, but it had to be pushed back because I had a Zoom meeting to attend to because somebody on this panel is getting married.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So I'm a groomsman, so they had a last minute little meeting, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I got to push this shit back. But
okay.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that was the reason why I had to push it back. But Cuba, I know you did a review on it. Quick thoughts on The Boys season 4, if you got any.
Well, I didn't see season 4. I've been binge watching up to.
Oh, that's right. You didn't get to 4 yet. Okay.
But I've seen some things about 4. So I tell you what, well, I ain't gonna talk about her, man, because she done did all that stuff to her face. I'm just gonna leave it alone, man.
Oh, geez. Okay. Leave that
What was up with that? Please go into that. What's up with that? I thought it was just me.
She got plastic. Hey, she got that money and she got some plastic surgery. It is what it is. I mean,
there we go. All right.
Ain't much else after that. But simple. I mean, that's the simple end of it. That's at least how I viewed it. It's like she got some money. She said, I guess I want plastic surgery. So that's what she did. But the reason I'm bringing up The Boys is because at San Diego Comic-Con, they mentioned they're doing another spinoff because we already have Gen V, which I don't know if you guys watched Gen V, but you know, I do. Yeah. Gen V was the first well, I guess technically the second spinoff because they had the little animated thing.
Right.
But they announced that they're doing another spinoff called well, there's also The Boys Mexico, which they announced, and that's about it. It's gonna be The Boys, but in Mexico, I guess, I don't know, Latin American version of The Boys.
Wait, what?
But, yeah, The Boys Mexico. And then they announced another show called Vault Rising, which is supposed to be a prequel, which focuses on Soulja Boy and Stormfront back in the day, and them being, I guess, you know, superheroes working with Vault back in the, I don't know, the 50s or 60s or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. Initial thoughts on them doing something like this. What do you think, Cuba?
I mean, I've seen, because season 2 had Stormfront in there, so I thought it was a great addition to the season up until you know what they did to at the end of that last episode. But I've heard a lot about this Soulja Boy guy. When they first talked about Soulja Boy, I'm up there thinking they got Soulja Boy in the show. So
no, not the rapper.
Yeah, the rapper. So then they talk about this guy. So since I'm now, because I'm behind, so I'm like on season 3, episode 2. But I've seen some clips. Like I've seen the season 3, episode 5 when Homelander, Soulja Boy, and Homelander fought Soulja Boy and Billy Butcher.
Butcher and Huey. Yeah, when they jumped him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know his powers, but yeah. And plus, there was some at the end, right? I don't know if he's dead, but I think he came back. If people watched the last episode of season 4,
yeah, so he's not dead. He's like Captain America. He's in stasis. He's like in a container.
Okay, all right, but that's all I know from him. I'm gonna finish, since I already reviewed season 1 and 2. I'm gonna finish watching 3 and 4, and yeah, so pretty good show.
Yeah, I like it. I'm not too excited about it because I think these are two of like some of the they're fun characters, but they're also like some of the worst people. So like I don't know why giving them a show is going to be interesting. But it's going to be them in the I don't know the 50s or the 60s as being racist. Like I don't know how much of that I can take. You know what I'm saying? But like we'll see how it goes.
Great point.
I mean that's what their characters are. So it's just like
I
mean I don't know what much else we need from these two, but we'll see what it is. But the franchise is growing, and we're going to get another season of Gen V, even though one of the actors sadly passed away. But that's also going to be interesting to see.
I didn't see that yet.
Oh, you haven't seen Gen V? Gen V is really good.
It is.
That's the only reason why I'm like, kind of curious about another spinoff, because that spinoff was so good. I was like, okay, maybe they can, expand this universe and kind of keep it somewhat interesting. Because I really enjoyed all of these characters and what they were doing. And some of these characters, I would suggest you might want to watch Gen V before you watch season 4, Cuba.
Okay.
So in the loop about certain things.
Because Alan died, right, in like a motorcycle accident.
Chance Perdomo. Yeah, he passed away. He was my favorite character in the show, so that really sucked. I was like, God damn it.
So are they going to replace? Is someone going to replace him, or are they going to retire his character and bring somebody else?
I don't know, because he died like the week they were about to start filming. So hopefully they'll replace him, but who knows? Sometimes they get weird about stuff like that. So that was the news of the boys. They're doing their thing, and then other news at Comic-Con. Of course, we're gonna start with DC. DC didn't really have a lot to say because they're in production on what they were doing, but they did drop the Creature Commandos trailer. I don't know if you guys saw it, but for the animated Creature,
I saw part of it. I saw, yeah. I think I just saw like the beginning part, and I meant to get back to it, but I didn't get a chance to. How did you feel about it? Were you excited when you saw the trailer?
Yeah, I was. I'm happy. I'm team DC over here. I mean, it's not a war or nothing like that, but I'm rooting for this new James Gunn thing. But yeah, it looked cool. The animation looked alright. I was more intrigued by the story. This is kind of like a continuation of Peacemaker. Whereas, like, now that Amanda Waller got exposed, she can't use she can't use villains. So now she's using quote unquote monsters to be her new Task Force X, or whatever. So I'm curious to see how this goes. The cast is great. You got David Harbour as Frankenstein, and Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr., and Alan Tudyk and all of that. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on with this. I'm curious to see what this is going to look like in live action, because they want to make things connected, animation and live action connected. So
I did hear that.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're able to keep that going. But Creature Commandos, that was one of the few things I guess James Gunn was going to do, and I actually got it right. So that's kind of funny. But
right.
it's just interesting to see where they're going to go with that. But the big thing, of course, when it happened, I didn't get to talk about it, but was the Superman leaks. When they was filming it, they finished filming it recently. I think it was like a couple days ago. They finished filming it. So, who is that? There he is. What up?
What's up, guys?
Word, Alex.
Hey.
Word.
How you been?
Been good. It's been good to see y'all.
Yes. Happy to see you too. We was just talking about Creature Commandos. I don't know if you gave a shit about that, but we was just talking about Creature Commando. Yeah, okay. We'll keep it moving. See, we'll keep it moving. Wanted to move on to some of the other stuff. It wasn't really announced at Comic-Con, but we got a couple months ago, we had all the leaks of the James Gunn Superman movie. And I know me and Critical kind of talked about it. He was too busy trying to be, I don't know, he was too busy trying to be funny man or something. I don't know. He was real cryptic.
Man, you got the Hanes draws on, man.
What you say?
You got them Hanes on.
You got the Hanes on.
So draws my grandfather wears.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with you, Alex. Thoughts on the recent leaks and stuff about the new Superman movie coming out in July next year?
So to me, it looks like a combination of almost every TV and movie suit we have seen. Mm-hmm. They did the whole Kingdom Come symbol in the CW Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover. So that's not the first time we've seen that symbol. Just in Crisis, I think the symbol was black and red, not black and I'm not red and yellow.
Yeah.
So the suit right now, keep in mind we're looking at it out of context. I think once we see the movie in its full context, I think it would look more appealing, because it kind of looks like really bad, not really bad, but like kind of cosplay to an extent. Mm-hmm. But once you polish it up, once the final edits go by, like the guy, the Mr. Terrific, the guy standing next to him looks just like the CW's version of Mr. Terrific. The only difference is the guy didn't have braids.
To be fair, the costume.
The guy had braids. Like, it looks almost exactly the same. Not really much variation. I think the difference I've seen was with Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner.
Yeah, that was rough.
He looks like an old dude just wearing a very tight costume.
Yeah.
So overall, though, the pics look they look okay. But like I said again, we're seeing these out of context. I think once we see like at least a trailer, I think we'll view them a little different. Because like full disclosure, like I hated Robert Pattinson's Batman suit until I saw the
saw
trailer.
it in the movie. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I was the same way. Yeah. I get that. Cuba, any thoughts? I think you're a big Henry Cavill guy, right?
Yeah, man, I thought he was pretty good as Superman. I feel bad for him. Superman, and then you got Geralt from The Witcher. I'm like, damn, man, everything he does, man, they ship him out.
Yeah.
Well, he's Wolverine now.
Wolverine.
Yeah. That was fun.
Henry Cavill for Wolverine, man. I'm all in for it. But no, I mean, hopefully this guy does a great job, man, and don't F it up. And James Gunn go to look for another Superman.
Yeah, that's the thing. If this movie bombs, then yeah, this shit is dead on arrival. So I'm confident though, because most of the set photos that I saw, it got me hyped.
Mm-hmm.
The more I saw, Crit, how you feeling about the new Superman?
Well, those pictures the pictures that you just showed, a lot of those were new to me. Like Guy Garner looks like a young Trump. I was like, okay, that kind of fits.
That kind of fits his character. I ain't gonna lie, that does kind of fit. If you know anything about his character, that kind of fits his character.
But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Gunn is going to do with the story. I would say so far with Guardians of the Galaxy, he's done nothing wrong with the story. Everything has been consistent. So, and even like other movies that he's done or worked on outside of just comic books, he's been on point to me. So I'm very excited what he's going to do with this story.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The thing that kind of spoiled me was like there were so many leaks, and then there were certain things I saw that I wish I hadn't seen. I'm like, I've seen too much, because normally like years ago when I was younger, I would always love to see like leaked photos and set photos and all of that. But as I've gotten older, I was like, I want to know as little as possible. Watch one trailer, yeah, and just be surprised and just go into the theater. But I'm excited for this movie. I think it's gonna be awesome. And it just finished wrapping. They're probably gonna have to do reshoots at some point. So, but I'm curious. Love the cast and everything. So yeah. I'm looking forward to that. And another thing was the Penguin show, which is coming out. They dropped another trailer. I didn't watch it. I don't know if you guys bothered watching the.
I seen the first trailer.
Yeah, I just watched the first trailer.
Yeah, I see.
Looks dope.
I didn't know that was with Colin Farrell, right?
Yeah.
When he was in the Batman, I'm like, damn. As soon as they showed it at the end, like Colin Farrell, I'm like, damn, I didn't know that was him. That's pretty good makeup they put on this guy.
Yeah, that makeup is insane. They should have won an Oscar for that shit. Just for him, like that one, because he looks like a completely different person. It's kind of crazy how they were able to pull that off.
Yeah.
But all right, so yeah, so DC, they didn't really have a lot to show because they working on getting their stuff together. But the big things that came out of Comic-Con was Marvel dominating with all the news.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the biggest news was that Robert Downey Jr. is back. Who is he back as? Well, for some reason, he is back as Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom.
Cuba, I know you was the first one to put the cape on to defend this. So I'm not gonna let you talk. I'm gonna go to Alex. Alex, thoughts on Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Dr. Doom in the MCU? How you feeling about this?
So I'm honest. I'm gonna be honest. I had to give some time to really sit and think about this and think about where the MCU is, even after Deadpool and Wolverine and about this. Now I knew at some point Robert Downey Jr. was probably going to come back for Secret Wars, but I never thought that he'd be Dr. Doom. So on one hand, I can see how this could. The only value I can see adding it to the MCU is the fact that it would trigger a lot of people's emotions of a familiar character, making the characters that we know feel like this variant of Tony is now an evil Victor Von Doom, and he's carrying out his mission to crush the Avengers or crush the Fantastic Four. But and so I can see on one hand how it can cause that drama, that trauma to a lot of the MCU characters that we know. But if I'm being honest, after really giving it much thought, this is such a desperation play for Marvel, and they didn't have to do this. They didn't have to do no. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited for Robert Downey Jr. to come back. I would love for him to interact with the MCU. He is the face of the MCU, but when he said goodbye, I accepted it. I accepted him as his final goodbye. Now, the multiverse, the multiverse, you can get away with a whole lot of stuff. You like, as we saw in Deadpool, spoiler alert, you see multiple versions of Deadpool. So you can play this off in a different way where obviously Tony comes back as not Tony Stark, but Victor Von Doom, just resembling Tony Stark. So I can understand what they're trying to do. But the reason why I say it's a desperation play, prior to Deadpool and Wolverine, their previous movies, some of them have performed well, but they didn't perform well critically or with the audience. So obviously the last movie that came out, The Marvels, it didn't perform well in the box office, nor did it perform well with critics or the audience. So that was their last film prior to this. Now the other films like Guardians and No Way Home and Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi I know and No Way Home received spectacular reviews and spectacular results. Some of their other stuff like Eternals was very mixed. Guardians I think was mixed, but I liked Guardians.
That is great.
So for me,
and it did well box office too. So
and even it's funny. Deadpool even said it in the movie. He said, "Let's just stop all this multiverse shit and get back to what we're doing." You know what I mean?
That was the irony of it. I saw that movie on Saturday, and then later that day, here's Robert Downey Jr. He's back. Exactly. I'm like, God damn it.
Like they basically laid the groundwork saying that you don't need to tell a story within the multiverse. So on one hand, like I said, I'm not necessarily excited, but I am interested to see where they take him. However, if we're going to, the whole point of passing the mantle is to see these characters flourish. And I feel as though within phase 4 and phase 5, we have not yet to see our characters flourish completely yet. So for instance, I don't want to see Chris Evans in Captain America, Brave New World. It's not his movie. He's not Captain America anymore. I want to see Sam embody that role. Just like if they do make another Iron Man movie or they pass it down to Ironheart, I want to see Ironheart embody that role and give her time to flourish. At first, remember when the first Iron Man came out, nobody was really excited for it until we saw the movie, and then we saw Tony flourish, and now we don't want to see him as anything other than just Iron Man. And again, like I said, I think it is interesting to see him come back as Doom, but I do think it's a desperation play, if I'm being honest. And also, I will say it is a smart play too, because Tony is going to put butts in the seats again.
Absolutely.
He's definitely going to put butts in the seats. So in a way, it is a desperation play, but it's also from a financial standpoint, a smart play, a business-wise play, because of the fact people are going to go see it because Robert Downey Jr. is coming back, regardless of what the story is going to be. So we already know the Avengers movies. My last point, all of the Avengers movies have surpassed over $1 billion. I feel like if Tony wasn't coming back, even after the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, there was probably a conversation out there saying, what if Avengers 5 and Avengers 6 doesn't hit $1 billion? I think that's when Kevin Feige might start looking for another job, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So that's why he made the choice of bringing a Tony variant back. So we know that, I know for a fact at least Avengers 5 is going to hit $1 billion because he's in it, and it's surrounded around him. And I don't know if you guys noticed, Robert Downey Jr. signed up for a 3-picture deal, so we'll see him in Fantastic Four. Probably not all of it, but maybe a cameo. So my final thoughts real quick. I think he desperation play, but also from a business standpoint, it makes sense because they need a financial win. So
all right, Crit, what was your initial reaction when you heard that Robert Downey Jr. is back as old Victor Von Doom? They did say they are sticking by him being Victor Von Doom.
Right.
He's not so far. He's not Tony Stark as Doom or some other shit. But we'll see what they're doing. But what's your initial feelings?
It's mixed. It's very mixed. For one, I'll get the good out the way. You know, the good. You know, it'll be interesting to see Robert play a villain, and in this comic book magnitude, I think that'll be pretty cool to see what he'll pull out, how the story is written for him to go and what links he would go in, you know, to win the audience over that he is the villain, because we're used to seeing him as Iron Man, the face of Marvel. Now they have to have a story that's going to have to put him in the seat to where, okay, this is the most, you know, messed up guy ever. You know what I mean? So that's going to be interesting how they're going to play it. I'm a little disappointed, or I'm very disappointed in the fact that they built us up for Kang. We all witnessed, I know people still have mixed reviews on the video that we witnessed, but it's still like, nah, you know, he ran away from her. He's still guilty. But yeah, I really felt like, I really feel like that we actually got built up for Kang. I got built up for the multiverse story. We didn't really get into the multiverse story, and there's a lot of people that really don't like it. I felt like the Doctor Strange and Spider-Man was the only multiverse stories we got. The rest of it were kind of like end credit scenes type.
Well, multiverse of madness. We had multiverse of madness. Multiverse Doctor Strange.
That's what he said. He said Doctor Strange and Spider-Man.
Oh! I'm thinking of it as one. Yeah, you know, you're right.
Oh yeah, no, I forget because they were in the movie.
Yeah, they were the same. Yeah, they were the same movie. That's what I was.
Yeah. You know, so I was like, dang, you know, so I was hoping that they wouldn't destroy, because I like when we have, or just not with Marvel, but just other stories where they have like doppelgangers from alternate universes and things like that. And they usually come out with pretty good stories, at least for me. Maybe not everybody might not like those type of stories, but I always find those stories really interesting. And I feel it's all about story. And I think Alex, you know, he hit it on the head. It was kind of like, you know, it doesn't matter. Like Tony can put butts in seats, but the thing is, or Robert can put butts in seats, but the thing is, what is the story going to be about? Now, if you're just going to throw something together and to try to appease everyone and just have like a ridiculous story or a half-cooked story, yeah, you're not going to get the feel that we got when we watched the first Iron Man. When we watched the first Iron Man, it was a good story. A lot of people didn't see it in the movie theater. I watched half of it, streaming it, and then I was like, I'm cutting it off. I'm going to the movie to see it because it was a good story. You know what I mean? Right. And I think that's what they got away from. They got away from good stories, and you know, so we'll see. But I'm mixed right now. You know, just because of the whole Kang thing, I was really excited. So
we'll get more into that, but so my initial feelings, you know, leading up almost like a month before Comic-Con, there was like these things I would see on like Twitter, and it's like, hey, Robert Downey Jr. is coming back and he's gonna be Dr. Doom. And I'm like, that's not happening. That's fucking dumb. Who would do that? That's a terrible idea. Why would they want to do that? And then, you know, like you said, I saw the Deadpool movie and they, you know, the multiverse joke. I was like, yeah, that's kind of funny. And then later that night, I see that, oh, it's legit. Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Dr. Doom. And my initial reaction was something like this.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
What?
Fuck!
I love that damn video. I ain't gonna lie.
That was about this. I ain't gonna hold you. That was about this reaction. I'm like, what are we doing? What the hell are we doing?
Wow.
Yeah. And the more I thought about it, the more I got mad. And then after a week of listening to other people's opinions about it, I'm like, you know what?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is, Cuba. It is what it is. Because Alex is right. RDJ is gonna bring in that money because that's what they want. They want the money.
Exactly.
They try to make some money. They want to shake things up. I don't know why they felt the need to do it with Dr. Doom, because Dr. Doom is such a great character. and I'm going to use a wrestling term here, but I think they kind of ruin the pop. You know, like when a wrestler comes out first time on the stage, the crowd is like, yeah, they're really excited.
Yeah,
but they only come out to do a promo, so they can come out later on in the show to be in the main event. So when they come out the second time, it's not as impactful because we've already saw them 2 hours ago, and all that energy is wasted. I kind of feel like that's what's going on with Doom. It's like Doom is such a strong character. Use him, but if you're going to introduce him first as evil Iron Man, because even though if he's not evil Iron Man, when they see Robert Downey Jr., he's evil Iron Man at that point. You know what I'm saying? So are we going to get another version of Doom to be the real Doom? It's like I feel like it kind of muddies the impact of that character. But I think the best thing out of this announcement was the fact that they're bringing back the Russo brothers for the next 2 Avengers movies. They're doing Avengers, was it Doomsday, and then Secret War. Yeah, Secret Wars. The fact that they're bringing back the Russos, they're bringing back the writers that work with the Russos. They trying to make $2 billion back to back. That's what they trying to do. They want $4 billion off these 2 movies, and they might get it.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't the Russo brothers also direct Stranger Things?
No, that's the
was it another set of brothers?
Duffer Brothers? The Duffer Brothers?
Okay.
Those are the guys who directed the Bad Boys movies.
Okay, all right.
No, that's different. That's 2 other brothers. Those are the I forget their names, but they're more the Arab brothers. I can't remember their names. No, it's a bunch of brothers out there now that are directing movies. But no, the biggest thing is that the Russos are back because they've been making their own stuff, and most of it ain't been good. But when they're in an MCU situation, they make bangers. So that was the best news to come out of this announcement, because we're getting Avengers Doomsday, May 2026. Secret War is supposed to be May 2027. I don't think those are gonna be the actual release dates, but
2 years.
Yeah, we'll see. Doom now. Is he a variant? I hope he's not a variant of Tony Stark. He actually is Dr. Doom. But I was listening to Mr. Sunday Movies podcast, and he had an idea. He's like, maybe this version is actually going to be the Iron. Oh, so you remember in Multiverse of Madness, Scarlet Witch came in, she killed the Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
And we never saw that Iron Man. Like we saw the robots, but we never saw the actual Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He was thinking maybe this Robert Downey's Doom is going to be their Iron Man, and he's out for revenge because his teammates got killed. And I'm like, I can see that.
I'll mess with that.
Yeah, I can see that. That sounds more MCU. Now, him being part of the Fantastic Four movie could also be a direction they can go in too. So it's kind of up in the air. I would rather he not be connected to the Fantastic Four, since he's, like I said, evil Tony Stark. I'd rather they save that aspect for something else. But then again, like, why bring the character? So it's kind of all over the place, but we'll see how it goes. Cuba, your initial thoughts and reaction to Robert Downey Jr. back as Dr. Doom?
I mean, it's still shocking. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because it was announced Saturday, right? Because I had seen Deadpool
last Saturday. Yeah,
last Saturday. Because I seen Deadpool Sunday. So I mean, I had seen. I thought it was a hoax. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was fake.
Yeah, right.
So, and then I looked at it again. I seen the picture where he unmasked himself and then, revealed himself, and then also in the car. So I'm like, okay. I mean, it is what it is. I'm thinking that it's, like what they're saying, variants and different universes and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It is what it is. They using him. He's the money maker, man. He making all that damn money for him. They got rid of all this. Probably wouldn't have happened if Kang was still in here, because this was originally Kang, right? And now with Jonathan Majors out of the fray, now you elevate Dr. Doom, and now he got a movie. From what I hear, did you all know that he wanted to? He auditioned for Dr. Doom in the 2000s.
I had heard. I didn't. Yeah, I'd heard. I guess he wanted to be in the original Fox movie, which would have been interesting. Would have been a better choice, because that guy was kind of whatever. what was his name?
Yeah, I just looked him up too, man. Damn.
Was it Julian McMahon or Julian something like that? I can't remember his name, but he
Something
was
like
whatever. But yeah, that's interesting. But now, the more I thought about it, I do think. Oh, first of all, yeah, Kang fumbled the bag. The boy fumbled. They got his ass up out of there, and it sucks. But like I said, Kang's not. I don't think Kang's a good character, so I'm fine that they're just going right to Doom. But I do think Kang Dynasty would have ended with Robert Downey Jr. popping up as Doom. Like it was like Doom would have popped up, we would have heard his voice, and people would have been like, "He sounds familiar." Then Secret Wars would have led into Doom, but I think they're cutting out the middleman because of the whole Jonathan Majors situation. But I because something about Robert Downey Jr. being Doom, I don't think this was a last minute decision. The more I think about it, I think this was in the plan. They just had to move it forward because they had to get rid of replace Jonathan Majors. What do you think about that one, Cuba? I mean, not Cuba, Critical.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. That I've heard rumors even when the whole situation with Jonathan Majors not being so crazy. I did hear rumors that there was Victor Von Doom behind the whole situation. I really don't think he fumbled the bag. I really don't think, you know what I mean? I really think that he did what he was supposed to do. He ran. He
fumbled because he's no like Alex said, this movie's gonna make $1 billion. I was like, yeah, he was supposed to be in it. He's not in it no more. That's what I mean by
it. But when you fumble, it's like you made the mistake. That's how I kind of look at it. Like I felt like he was a I don't know. I was gonna say target. I don't know what he was a target of or what anybody has against him. But it's a lot of stuff that I'm seeing with him that they don't have any answers for. You know what I mean? Like why? It's almost like he's being targeted. Like we saw what happened. We saw how in the trial certain things were happening. They weren't reporting things like the taxi cab driver. When he said the woman was crazy, the news wouldn't report that. They would let that go. They had other people that were doing reports on Jonathan Majors that went to the trial in New York and was reporting everything that was happening. But for some reason, that was a slow news day for the media. But when Jonathan Majors do the whole the Martin Luther King wife situation, then that hits the news. You know what I'm saying? It was very weird how they were like, how the news had it. And it was like, like Jonathan Majors must have done something behind the scenes that somebody didn't like, and they're trying to get him out of there because I didn't like how they were reporting everything. It was very one-sided. You know what I mean? And so, and then you had a lot of people that I've heard stories about Josh Brolin. I've heard stories about what's the guy that plays Hawkeye?
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner. I've heard all weird stories, and now you hear stuff about Robert Downey Jr. and where they get these second chances. They mess up or do something violent, and it's like, well, we're just gonna. Then even something happened with Namor. He had a sexual assault case or something like that. That disappeared. So it's just a lot of weird stuff. True. That's true. And they just all focused on Jonathan. And then when we see the video, when I see the video, I'm like, if the accuser or the person, the abuser, is running from the abusee and the abusee doesn't have a weapon, I don't know if he's really the abuser. You know what I'm saying? I know there's more to it than that, but from the information that came out from the taxi cab driver, the report to the news, it sounds fishy. And then they're saying, well, he threw her in the van like a football. I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't see that. It seems like he's putting her back in there, but it's like, no, we say he threw her in there like a football, and you got to accept it. He's a violent man, and that's crazy to me. So
Omaha.
I mean, I was gonna say, I just want to piggyback real quick of what Critical said. Whoever said Omaha,
that's Cuba. Cuba said that.
I knew it was Cuba. I knew it was Cuba.
Hank 40.
I just
Blue 52. Goddamn.
He's always, if it's not the comment section, there's always something crazy he's saying. I want to say I agree with what Critical is saying in regards to Jonathan Majors being targeted. I do want to point out though, because people are trying to make this comparison amongst him and Robert Downey Jr. Let's not forget, Robert Downey Jr. prior to him becoming Iron Man was like Oscar nominee and all this other stuff. And when he got in trouble, nobody would hire him. Nobody for years. And it wasn't until Favreau, like for instance, Favreau tells this good story. He argued with Kevin Feige for about like 2 weeks and said, "Hey, you need to give him a chance to play this role." And they gave him that chance. Now I will say this: I agree with you. Jonathan should have never been kicked out of the MCU to begin with. However, I will say how he was portrayed in Loki, and then we go into Ant-Man. You mean it's so okay?
Yeah.
I understand we're fighting variants of Kang. Ant-Man's your least powerful Avenger, and he beat Kang.
Right.
So my thing is that at that point, Jonathan Majors was not necessarily menacing to me as a main villain. So I think that's what Brogi is speaking to in terms of how Marvel fumbled with the character. I think his performance
his performance was great.
Performance was amazing, especially that end credit scene where Jonathan is literally having dialogue with multiple versions of himself.
Yeah.
That is just amazing of what he's able to pull off. Obviously, with special effects and things of that nature. But I will say this: I won't say that because there is a disparity amongst black actors and white actors. Obviously, Robert Downey Jr. his comeback was probably a little bit more quicker than it will ever be for any other black actor. But I will say this: I remember those stories vividly, where that man was waking up in people's houses and Hollywood was dropping him. I remember they were about to take away one of his awards that he had earned prior to him getting nominated for like the not the Emmy or not the Oscar, but for the Golden Globes and stuff like that. So Robert Downey Jr. went through it. He almost lost his wife and kids behind all of this, and he got his second chance. Now, I'm not saying that Jonathan doesn't deserve that. He definitely deserves that in the end. I don't think he did anything wrong either. That's why I say I agree with you. But however, let's be very clear. Robert Downey Jr. paid his debt to society before he got his second chance. Now, Jiminy Renner, that wasn't proven. That wasn't proven in the court of law. So I don't know. I think they should have given Jeremy Renner pretty much the same treatment as Jonathan. My thing is, you got to keep that same energy with everybody. Yeah. Now with that guy from like you mentioned from Black Panther, Namor, he actually went to court, but I don't know how far it went.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. Like nothing was reported since then. He
did
go to court and
publicized.
Yeah, we ain't seen what they might be talking about it in Mexico, but they ain't talking about it in America. So I don't know.
I feel Marvel treats their black actors like WWE treats their black wrestlers. That's how I feel.
I agree.
Exactly.
I was just about to say that, and that's why I say May just fumbled the bag because he saw what the fuck happened over a decade ago with Terrence Howard. All Terrence Howard wanted was more money because he was technically the biggest star at the time, and they said, "No, we ain't gonna pay you," and they got Don Cheadle.
And then he claims that he was supposed to take on the mantle as Iron Man at like the second movie.
Now that part, I don't
know if I agree. I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe that part either. But okay,
next time, baby.
Yeah. All right, Terrence. But the Ant-Man thing, it was like, I was excited for Kang because of Jonathan Majors, because I don't like the character in general. But then he got defeated by a bunch of ants, and I'm like, well, what are we doing? Because I thought this was supposed to be the guy, You see a Coliseum full of Jonathan Majors. I'm like, I guess he's the guy. But then Loki season 2, the way that ended, it kind of wrapped up like, hey, Kang's out there, but he's over there. We'll deal with him at some point. And I'm like, is this them writing him off? And it seems like, yeah, they are. And I don't think we're going to get a solid conclusion with his character going forward, even though it would have been interesting to see. But I think they're just cutting it off. And they're like, hey, we got Doom. You like Doom, right? Mm-hmm. You like Robert Downey Jr., right? Well, come on to the theaters and see this movie. We got the Russos back, so I think they're really just kind of moving past this. But I do think this was the long-term plan. It's just they had to push it forward because of the Jonathan Majors thing. But yeah, it's interesting.
Was there any other actors supposed to be playing Dr. Doom?
I mean, I don't.
Not to my knowledge. I mean, before Comic-Con happened, it was reported by Jeff Snyder that Marvel met with met with Robert Downey Jr. to become Doom. And I remember when Jonathan Majors when they announced that they were releasing him, the very next story was they're introducing the Doom character. So in my mind, at some point they were going to introduce Doom, maybe after Kang, or maybe since the whole Kang didn't work out, that was the next logical character to go to. And from what I understand, and the reporting when they report with Robert Downey Jr., Marvel hadn't met with any other actors or other actors to be considered for the role, because they want, and apparently since they're in a slump, they need asses and seats. And why not meet with Robert Downey Jr.,
Yeah, he just got his Oscar. He looking for that, that big money. Like certain actors, when they win an Oscar, then that's when they're supposed to make that next big jump.
And apparently he's making $100 million per film.
Yeah, I heard 80. I heard 80 million per film, which is outrageous regardless. But hey, they gonna give him the money. And all he gonna do, I feel like this is just gonna be like The Mandalorian, where it's like it's gonna be a stunt man on set, and he's just gonna be in a booth recording his voice.
I mean, most of his role is gonna be voiceover. It's not gonna be him in an actual suit, because it's the same thing what he did for Iron Man. Now, obviously, I do think he'll do some motion capture when it's required, but most of his character is ADR.
Yeah. So that's 80 million for that one. But hey, we'll see how it goes. It's kind of a wait and see with that one. I know a lot of people are like, well, his acting, he's gonna be so great. And I just got a feeling he's gonna be good probably that first movie, but by the time they get to that Secret Wars, I think he gonna start dipping into that Tony Stark bag. He gonna start be hitting them with the quips and shit. I just got a feeling it's just gonna, I don't know. It's just not good.
Think he's gonna be up there with Darth Vader as a villain?
No.
Iconic.
I want him to. I want him to, but I don't know. We'll see. Unless he does some real cutthroat stuff, like if he's like doing some real cutthroat things, maybe. But I don't know if they're really gonna do that. The next big thing that dropped was some Fantastic Four stuff. We got the new title, Fantastic Four: First Steps. Apparently there was like a little, not trailer, but like a sizzle reel or whatever of stuff that leaked. I missed it. I wish I would have saw it, but it was like an infomercial that showed some of the behind the scenes stuff with the characters, and I got like a couple of leaked images, like them as astronauts and Reed and stuff like that. It sounded amazing, but like it was only leaked a little bit. They showed Galactus a little bit, but Cuba, how you feeling about Fantastic Four? You a fan? You excited for the movie? Do you care?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. The only person I know here is Pedro Pascal. That's one hell of an actor, man. But so he's Mr. Fantastic.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, of course he'll do a great job. I don't know the other actors, but I mean, you got Galactus in there. I mean, a new villain. So, like, hopefully, it's just a great movie overall. When does it come out? Next year?
Yes, it's July 25th next year.
July 25th. So, okay. I mean, that's all I got to say, man. I didn't. If they had a trailer, like you said, I didn't see it. I didn't watch them when they was at the Comic-Con, so I don't really know more about it. So I'll let y'all do that.
Crit, Fantastic Four. You excited? Ready to see it?
It's a tough one because we've been through several. Like it was a 90s version of the Fantastic Four, and we had the
Tim Story other 2000s.
Yeah, the three other movies. So it never really hit at all. Now the only thing I remember that hit, even in the comic books, was the alternate universe version of Fantastic Four, where the Ultimates. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, that was the best Fantastic Four, like for me to read and see. I thought that was pretty cool. But all I have to say is at least Galactus is not smoke.
Yeah,
just big,
hopefully
atmospheric.
He still looks a little space like. I don't know, but we'll you know, the way it was described, I think they said it was just his face popped up in front of the spaceship or a satellite or whatever. But yeah, it sounded dope. And I think one of the descriptions was Reed is like he's a scientist, but he's like a mascot for some company called Fantastic Science or something like that. He's kind of like a Bill Nye the Science Guy sort of like mascot. So when they come back with the powers, they start calling him Mr. Fantastic, and then they called them the Fantastic Four just to give a reason for why they named that, which I thought was dope. But
now, is he from the MCU universe or is he from a different?
They're from a separate universe.
Gotcha. Okay.
And like Alex was saying, like the Robert Downey Jr. Doom might be from their universe, which he could be, couldn't be. Who knows? We got Lady Silver Surfer coming in, so who knows? But the more I saw and the more descriptions I heard, I'm like, I'm getting excited for this movie because I'm not in love with this entire cast, but let's see how it goes. Alex, your thoughts on old Fantastic Four?
I'm kind of mild behind it, if I'm being honest. And it has it doesn't have to do necessarily with the previous movies. I think anytime Marvel gets their hands on a property like they did with Spider-Man, and even Deadpool, they kind of elevated the bar to an extent. So I am interested to see their take in Fantastic Four. But my thing is the Fantastic Four as a superhero family or group, they have been like very less interesting, and that's where I kind of not want to like, because their two big villains are Doom and Galactus. So it's like, okay, after I don't really want to see that again, to be honest, and I'd rather see a live action Marvel cinematic universe version of the X-Men, because they have a litany of villains that they can go through just by dealing with Magneto alone. Now that's why I'm like, I was kind of so about the whole Doom thing, because we know Doom is going to be in Fantastic Four. In what capacity, we don't know. However, I'm trying to figure out, like, why is Doom an Avenger level threat and he's the main villain for the Avengers, but the Fantastic Four historically have handled him before, where it didn't take 10 superheroes, it only took 4.
That's good. Well, hey, we got to see. That's what the Secret Wars movie is about. We'll see. Yeah. But I get what you're saying though.
So I am interested to see, because it is Marvel's take, and it looks like so also another thing is like, it looks like that the Fantastic Four are taking place in another universe. They're not in the 616. So my question is Avengers Doomsdays, where we're merging all multiverses, like how are we getting them from one place to the other?
Yeah, that's the rumor that they're saying. After that, they might reboot the MCU. What do they call it? The Sacred Timeline, which would be cool. That might be a way they introduce the X-Men, just reboot it and start it over. I'd be fine with that. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah,
go ahead.
It's one villain y'all left out for the Fantastic Four, the most important villain ever for the Fantastic Four that y'all overlooked.
I know who you gonna say.
Mole Man.
Yep. That's what I wanted. I wanted Mole Man. No, I agree. I wanted Mole Man for the first movie. Like, don't give me Doom. Don't give me, like, start small. Give me Mole Man. Like, have the Fantastic Four fighting. Come on.
Give me Dr. Umar Johnson. That's
Jesus. That'd be fun. Well, speaking of Dr. Umar Johnson,
who just said Dr. Umar?
Let's talk about Captain Black America. He's coming out. He's got a movie coming out.
Captain Black America.
I can't wait to hear his take on this.
He's got a movie coming out. The trailer, I think, did you react to the trailer, Cuba?
No, I was my computer was in the shop then. I was pissed off.
So your initial thoughts when you saw the trailer, if you remember.
Hey, look, man. Fire trailer, man. Can't wait to see Anthony Mackie in his first film as this Captain Black America, as you got right here. So
Captain Black.
and Harrison Ford is in there. Hey, the Red Hawk sighting too, man. Hey, I can't wait to see it, man. You know it's gonna be of course a Marvel movie. So a lot of people definitely gonna go see it. They're gonna go to the movies, they're gonna check it out. It's gonna make, I'm gonna say, man, at least 700-800 million at the box office. So anything Marvel related is gonna get up there. So yeah, I can't wait for it.
Okay. Yeah, when I first saw the trailer, I thought it was kind of but then seeing it another time, it grew on me. Like seeing it when I went to go see, I think it was when I went to see Deadpool and Wolverine, seeing it in theaters, it was like, oh, it actually got me more excited for it. Critical, your thoughts on the Captain America, was it Brave New World? I think it's what Brave New World.
Yeah. Brave New World. I think it's going to be I can't wait to see what it's going to be about. I definitely liked what's that Falcon and Winter Soldier. I did like that series. I feel like this is going to be more espionage type, but the Red Hulk, I'm interested to see how he's going to play, because there's nothing I can see Falcon doing to the Red Hulk, unless the other Incredible Hulk is going to be in there as a cameo.
I think it was someone not too long ago said that there will be another Hulk in the movie, but they didn't specifically say which Hulk. So
it might be a
She-Hulk.
Yeah, it could be She-Hulk or it could be Bruce. I think it's gonna be Bruce, but who knows?
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
She-Hulk get her ass whooped. Go ahead.
She's gonna twerk. It is gonna be
she's gonna twerk.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Meg Thee Stallion gonna be in there too. Might be Cardi B.
She's gonna twerk
Spice. Yeah, go ahead.
I wouldn't be against that. But Alex, thoughts on the Captain America? Thoughts on the Captain America?
You sick bastard.
Thoughts on the Captain America movie?
So at first, okay, I am interested to see this movie because I want to see this government, and it's funny because it's interesting. We are in an election year, and they're promoting a Black Captain America. So I want to see this government, and even our own reality react to the fact that America is now being represented by a Black man. I want to see that dynamic play out in this movie. I also want to see what type of pressures Sam is going to have to deal with because for instance, one of my friends, he went to CinemaCon, and that trailer that released, in the trailer, Harrison Ford's character says to Sam, I want you to put the Avengers back together. But the trailer we got said something completely different.
Yeah, completely different. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what the final edit's going to be. So I want to see Sam struggle and become the representation of what America is supposed to be. And I want to see that same Winter Soldier, Civil War vibe where it's like it's kind of like a whodunit type of thing. Like, is the government after you? Or is the government on your side? Like, remember, Captain America said, screw the government after Winter Soldier. And he still, he said, screw them. So I'm wondering if Sam is going to have that same gall and say, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to fall in line because S.H.I.E.L.D. fell down. Now the government's trying to take control of the Avengers or take control of our heroes. So I'm just curious to see what it's going to do. I will say, I do think we're going to get a glimpse of the Thunderbolts in this movie. That's why I think Red Hulk is being introduced, because Sam is not, even Captain America himself, Chris Evans, he couldn't hold off the Hulk.
Right.
He had a better chance because he had the super soldier syndrome. But, this is just Hawkeye in a Captain America suit, essentially. So I don't see not Hawkeye, sorry, Falcon in a Captain America suit, Falcon suit. So for me, I'm curious to see what he will do with the Hulk, quote unquote. And also, I'm glad they're addressing the fact that there is a freaking statue coming out of the earth.
Yeah.
In
They're
this
finally
trailer.
talking about it. Yeah, they're finally talking about
finally, years later, we finally get that finally addressed.
it. Yeah. Apparently they're saying that this thing has adamantium in it, and that might be what they're fighting about. So that's interesting if that's the case. I'm curious to see. We're finally going to get the leader after what 15, almost 20 years since the Hulk movie. We're finally going to see what the hell he's been up to. And we got confirmation that Giancarlo Esposito's character is going to be Sidewinder, who is the king of the Serpent Society.
Oh, okay.
Which is interesting.
Such a great actor, man.
He's great.
Yeah, glad he got that suit.
Yeah, exactly. If he was pulling up in this, I would have been like, "Come on, brother! What
the hell is that?"
It's Sidewinder. That's his comic book costume. He's like Cobra Commander, but shittier.
You should take that and burn the hell out of it.
Yeah, but the Serpent Society, they're rogue snake themed villains. I think they're gonna be like a new version of Hydra. Like since Hydra's kind of splintered off, I think they're gonna be like another version of Hydra that's trying to come back and do some villainy. But it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do with this. I hope the movie's good because there's been a lot of reshoots and stuff like that. Things been reworked. The typical MCU. We don't know what we're doing. Let's just pull it together in the edit type shit. So hopefully this movie will work out. I don't want them to fumble Black Captain America because then it's going to be like, well, this is what happens when you put a darkie in there. They don't know what to do. So I don't need that type of I want the movie to be good.
No,
it's another storyline that I'm looking forward to. I forgot to say this. Isaiah, him trying to do that assassination attempt.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I want to follow that story. That looks interesting.
Yeah, that looks dope too. Yeah, Isaiah Bradley is the Manchurian candidate. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, and it seems.
I'm curious why, because the way Falcon Winter Soldier ended, he was more appreciative. So why is he reacting this way?
I'm assuming he's under mind control.
Yeah, what you call it? The
Manchurian candidate.
Yeah, that. And I'll think about the other one too, where you like. But it's like Manchurian Candidate, where you like zoned out, you do like a buzzword type thing, and all.
Yeah,
of
like they did with
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, yeah, like they Winter Soldier. I'm assuming somebody, whether it's Ross or if it's the leader or Serpent Society. I felt like it's like, hey, we're finally acknowledging this, black hero that we've kept in the shadows, and then he gets there and he just starts killing it. It's like, see, this is why we should have never brought his black ass in here in the first place. He just wrecked this shit. I think that's the vibe they're going for. At least that's the vibe I got from the trailer, which I think is kind of
they got black people leadership.
Yeah,
that's like another word, but
yeah. Let's. And another thing they talked about, the Thunderbolts, which as y'all might remember, I don't give a shit about this movie, but it's still happening. And the big thing they revealed was what's his name? Oh, buddy. Louis Pullman is playing the Sentry. They confirmed what was already rumored, but he is playing the Sentry. He will be, I guess, the MacGuffin of the movie or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about this. I don't know who these motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's basically the Suicide Squad, but with Marvel characters. That's basically what they're trying to do. If this movie is not rated R, you can get rid of it because if that's the only thing that's going to make me care. If it's at least rated R, it has some good action. Outside of that, I don't care.
Oh, didn't no girl leak the she was the sister of Black Widow, right?
Yes.
So I think she had leaked a little bit of what they do backstage or some act. It was like months ago. She had leaked something. So
yeah. What you think?
I like it. I think I'm looking forward to it. Like you said, if it's rated R, it'll be like the Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I think I like the characters. I like the Russian guy. I like the Black Widow's sister. I even kind of like Ghost. I was sympathetic to Ghost, not Ghost. Is her name Ghost?
Yeah, it's Ghost.
Yeah. Ghost.
Okay. From Ant-Man 2. Like, I mean, it was Ant-Man 2 was okay. It was a C+ movie. But I definitely like Ghost. I was more sympathetic to her character. So what's the Taskmaster? I think they screwed up Taskmaster.
They messed that up.
Yeah, that was trash. Yeah.
Man, this reminds me of Legends of Tomorrow from the CW, man.
A little bit. I can see that vibe too.
Tomorrow.
I can kind of. I get that. I can see that vibe. But yeah, so they doing all of that. That was the main things about old Comic-Con there. So anything out of the announcements were you most excited for or most positive about? I'm gonna go with you, Cuba.
As far as that movie?
No, it's just in general, just like of the stuff that wasn't, announced. If you caught anything that made you go like, okay, I'm super excited for this the most.
Honestly, I ain't really watched the whole thing, so what you just showed on here is all I pretty much know. Hell, man.
Yeah.
The only thing
I
they
mean,
really
of the
showed
news.
was, huh?
Yeah, like I'm just saying, like of the news, what was the most thing you were like, oh yeah, okay, I'm more excited for this.
Oh, honestly, probably that damn Robert Downey, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Robert
Makes
Downey,
sense.
that's been the headlines ever since he showed that, he was Dr. Doom. So it's been the headlines. They haven't been focused on anything else
Yeah,
other than that.
that's fair. That's fair.
So yeah, that's as far as it. Right?
Crit, most exciting thing, upcoming thing you got for this?
To be honest with you, I'm not super excited for anything. The thing I would be super excited for would be the Robert Downey Jr. But because of the whole thing with Jonathan Majors, I'm not gonna lie. That kind of put me out of Marvel a little bit. The whole situation. But if I had to pick one, I have to say Captain America.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Alex.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Crit on that. I would have to say Captain America, because of the fact that that was the only thing that was kind of intriguing. Like I said, the whole Robert Downey Jr. thing kind of felt like it was a cop out, just to get people talking about Marvel again. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But for me personally, I'm not. I hate to say that I'm not excited because I love Marvel and what they've been able to do. But if I'm being honest, I would have to stick to probably just Captain America, what was announced. Fantastic Four, again, mild. The Thunderbolts, why are we getting the evil version of the Avengers? I guess Marvel decided they needed a Suicide Squad for whatever reason. I don't know.
That's all it is.
So I just don't understand the logic of that film or the planning behind that film. So I would say all in all would be Captain America.
Okay. Well, for me, it's gonna be Superman. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what we're doing.
Them red draws, man.
With the red draws, yes, Lord, thank you, Jesus. Need them red draws in my life. So yes, I'm excited to see where this is going because there's been some leaks and some rumors, and it sounds insanity in kind of a fun way. So I just want to see where they're going to go with that because I want to see DC get this shit together. I really do.
Me too.
So that was the main thing I was excited about. So with that being said, let's get into real quickly. Let's get into some Deadpool Wolverine spoilers. Overall, I think we all enjoyed the movie, right? For the most part,
I did. I really enjoyed the movie.
Yes,
I think I enjoyed it too much.
Yeah,
enjoyed it too much.
What you mean too much?
I put it. I might have to put it in the top 5 all Marvel movies.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't go that far, but it was a good movie.
That's what I enjoyed it too much.
I said maybe I'd put it in top 5 X-Men movies.
That's fair. I can agree with that. Yeah, I'm over with Alex on that one. Yeah, top 5 X-Men movies. I don't know about MCU, but yeah,
I liked it better than Endgame. I'll put it that way.
Really?
I liked it better than Endgame.
Damn.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Endgame was like it was cool. It was cool. I give it like a B-. You know what I mean? Or B. I really like this one. This one was like a B+ to me. So
okay. That's wow. All right. I get it. Yeah, because some people do get weird about Endgame. I guess it's how it ended or whatever. Yeah, like everyone pretty much agrees that Infinity War is great, and then everyone argues about Endgame. So that's fair.
I remember it off, man, because I remember watching Endgame. I'm like, where the hell is the rest of the action at? So I'm talking about the big major fight scenes, right?
Okay,
you said it.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, I had to pee, right? And so I had to hold it in. I'm like, damn, man, when are we gonna get this big freaking action scene? And all of a sudden, I had to go, and then it started. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man.
That's on you. You should have waited.
Well, I can't, man. I'm about to pee on myself, man. I had
to. No. The first time watching it was tough because it's like you don't know when you can leave to the bathroom. But the second time, I knew the exact moment I should go to the bathroom, and it was when Nebula was when it was in the past, and Nebula was wasting time talking to Thanos. I was like, yeah, they ain't talking about nothing. Let me just go to the bathroom. Yeah. That's
too much dialogue.
Yeah. But
that's what I'm a little bit worried about the Russo brothers. Like when y'all were bigging them up, I said I'm not gonna say anything because they do make good movies, but
they make
I'm gonna be worried.
I'm specific. They make good MCU movies. That other shit they've been doing been kind of hit or miss, but like they make excellent MCU movies. That's why I'm excited for them to be back. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I just don't know how it's gonna look when it comes to action. Like when you're looking for action, there's nothing I can think of that the Russo brothers have done where it's just like this is amazing. But my bad. I'm getting off topic. My bad.
That's fine. Alex, initial thoughts on you said you enjoyed the movie. So we all agreed it was solid. It was funny. If I had to rank, I was trying to rank them, and I still say the first movie has the best story. And I haven't gone back and watched the second one, but I kind of feel like the second one was funnier. I still feel like the second was still the funniest out of the three, but that's just me.
I don't know. I disagree with that. That opening scene of him beating the TVA with Wolverine's bones.
Yeah, that was wild. No, that was
hilarious.
That was great. No, that was great. I ain't gonna lie. That was great. That was a crazy way to start the movie.
Ryan Reynolds is a damn shield, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was funny. That was legit funny.
It's just what's so funny about it. It's the pure insanity of Deadpool literally going back into the future just to dig up Wolverine. Like,
yeah, that was wild.
Really? Wow.
It's like, am I going to desecrate him? I was like, no. He was like, no, we're not going to desecrate it. Oh wait, no, we are. Fuck that.
He's been obsessed with previous two. I went back and watched both of them before I seen this one and reviewed them. So I agree with you. The first one had the best story. I mean, detailed. Him is what the mercenary. Then he meets Vanessa, right?
Vanessa, yeah, meets
Vanessa. They having crazy sex. And
that's the funniest. Yeah, that whole bit is hilarious.
Then he gets cancer, and then you know about Ajax or Francis, and he's trying to go back and find Francis, and it's actually say like, "Oh, why did you do this to me?" And before you know it, then the interaction with was it Colossus? Is that his name?
Yeah, Colossus. Yeah, and that was one thing that kind of annoyed me a little bit with this movie. It was like we didn't get enough Colossus, we didn't get enough Vanessa. They were all just in that one scene at the beginning, and then it's just him and which I get the story is just him and Wolverine, but like I really love those characters. I wish we could have did more with them, but
no Domino.
No Domino. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you know what? Damn, you're right. Yeah, no Domino, no real. They only mentioned Cable like once, so and I guess they'll save that for when they do the actual third movie because they're thinking of this as like separate. This is not the third movie. This is his own. Deadpool Wolverine is his own thing. So
this ain't the third installment.
That's not how they're viewing it.
Like 2.5.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. They're viewing it as like its own separate thing within the series.
Because they didn't know what to really call it at first, right? They wasn't sure if it was going to be Deadpool 3, and then they just came up with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. So because I guess once they got Hugh Jackman, they was like, "Fuck it, let's just call it that."
Yeah.
But Crit, who was your MVP of the movie? Favorite character and or favorite cameo?
Definitely it has to be Blade. Yeah. I was shocked to see Elektra in it because I hated Elektra. I hated Daredevil the movie. I hated Elektra the movie. I hated all of them. I hated that universe. So when I saw Elektra, I was like, oh, okay, great. She's gonna get killed off. When I saw Blade walk through, I was like, oh, they better not kill Blade off. But I was excited for it.
Dang.
I definitely was excited.
Yeah, I know there was like a trailer. I think they leaked. Was it X-23? Was the one that they leaked? in the trailer,
yes.
which I'm glad I didn't see that. So I was surprised when I saw her. I knew Elektra was going to be in it, but when fucking because that had been rumored. But when fucking Wesley Snipes walked in the Blade gear, I was like, yo, what the like? I just had no idea he was going to be in this movie.
And then the rumors.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, then the rumors between Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes, how they don't like each other. You know what I'm saying?
Because he said that's not. Yeah, he said that's not. Yeah, he said that's not the case. But that's what I was thinking in the theater, because I was like, wait a second, I thought they fucking hated each other. Like, oh, they must have gave him a big bag for him to appear for this movie. But then he did an interview not too long after the movie came out where he was like, yeah, we don't have any beef. It's just, it was more of like the studio situation with the movie. So, but yeah,
I was lying. They said the line was like, I hate you, and he's like, oh, I know.
Yo, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's when it hit my head. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. They don't fuck with each other. But yeah, so that was great. It was awesome. He was cool. He looked dope as shit. And it made me just be like, what the fuck, Marvel? Like, where's that new goddamn Blade movie at? Like, what are we doing?
Well, Wesley, he ain't like the directors in Blade, right? Right.
And the third one, yeah. It was a whole lot. There was a lot of shit going on with that one.
Not to say the surprise one was Johnny Storm, because I knew something was up. I couldn't put it. And it's funny, like years ago, I was like, it would be interesting if they do the multiverse. When that old thing came up, they kill off Johnny Storm. You know what I'm saying? How they going to have him in the movie? But then when I watched it, I totally forgot what I said earlier. And I'm just like, something's up with this guy. When he said flame on, I was like, damn, why didn't I think about that?
Yeah, it hit me like a little bit before it happened, because I was like, wait, what? He's not gonna be Captain America. Because I was thinking, like, is this Captain America at the end of Endgame where he's like still going through time, replacing the stones? And then I was like, wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. And I was like, oh fuck, he's Human Torch. Shit, just like I was telling my friend Jason, I was like, yo, he's Human Torch, and he was like, oh yeah, you're right. And then he did the flame on, and it was great. I loved it. Alex, who's your favorite MVP of the movie and or cameo?
I have to agree, it was Wesley Snipes. My favorite line that he said, "I'm the only Blade," and then Deadpool looks at the camera like,
no, there's only one blade or something.
There's only one blade.
And you know what? And I was in the theater. I said, yeah, you fucking right. And then my friend Jason was like, what about Sticky Fingers? And I was like, oh fuck, I forgot about Sticky Fingers.
Oh, I forgot about him
from the TV show. Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh shit, you're right.
I forgot about him.
That does count. Fuck.
Yeah.
That shit was ass.
But I will say, I'm glad that Channing Tatum got his debut as Gambit, because he got his movie, because he was supposed to have his own movie. And Deadpool just lightly addresses this and says, like, were you a lost cause at some point that the people just gave up on? I'm laughing because they don't understand why I'm laughing, because he was supposed to have his own movie. And I remember when Channing Tatum starts talking, Deadpool just literally looks at him and was like, dude, seriously, who's your dialect coach? Because like, I was like, oh my God. Because I really thought in the theater, I was like, yo, his accent is terrible.
Yeah.
His accent is awful.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't make that movie.
I'm
glad they didn't make the movie, but I'm glad I got to see him portray the character he's always wanted to portray.
Yeah, he popped up and I was like, oh my God, he looks ridiculous.
He does.
The costume is great. His body type is not
perfect
for this costume. It's not it. And he was terrible. He was god awful. I hated him in this movie. He was fucking terrible. But that was also the joke though. Like he's bad. Like this is one of the few things Fox got right. They didn't make this bullshit ass movie, and we see why. Because that shit was not gonna hit. But he was funny though. He looked great. His fight scenes were cool. And some of his jokes, it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Someone brought it up earlier. The Henry Cavill. Well, I did not realize this was a thing. Like, people really want to see Henry Cavill as Wolverine.
Well, I remember there was a story after I want to say about a few months ago that Henry Cavill had met with Kevin Feige, and people thought he'd be playing with like a so different character. And I remember saying on my stream, I said, if he does play an X-Men character, the only character I can see him as is Wolverine. Out of everybody, maybe a Beast, but you can just make Beast completely CGI. You don't have to have
Henry Cavill's Beast is ridiculous. That's crazy. He's built like Beast, but like
right. So when they panned over the character to him, and Deadpool says, "Listen, we're gonna treat you well, better than that studio down the street." I lost it. I was like, wow. The only thing I will say I did not like about this movie, they kept harping on the whole Marvel Jesus thing, and I'm like, dude, we get it. Like, it's not that funny. Like, it really isn't that funny. But other than that, the cameos were meaningful, but that Henry Cavill one, that really caught me by surprise. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that was the Blade one caught me by surprise. The Cavill one was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. That whole sequence was cool though, when he was going to talking to the different Wolverines, and you saw like the comic book accurate Wolverine where he's like super short. Yeah. That shit was great. I loved it.
I died.
I died. Yeah, that was great. I was like,
when he told him to stand up, I was like,
yeah. That was awesome.
Like hopped out the seat.
Yeah, he hopped out the seat. Him ready to fight the Hulk. It was like Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. It was awesome. I was like, I love this. This is great. And it was cool to see X-23 back. That was dope. I love her. Yeah. Kind of wish she was wearing like the Wolverine costume, but outside of that was cool to see her. And now, how did you feel about the villain? Did y'all like? Well, the secondary villain, I guess. What's her name? Cassandra Nova. Because I thought the actress was dope. Yeah, I thought the actress was dope.
This is where I understand why people say this movie doesn't really make a lot of sense. Because remember, she set. So let me get this straight. You set Deadpool and Wolverine free just so you can go kill them again. Mm-hmm. Why set them free? Like she knew that she knew that somebody was out to kill her, and when she found out that one of her own subordinates was going to kill her, she literally went into the timeline of the place where where he set them free at, just to destroy the timeline and make the void the only thing. But you just set your heroes, at least two of your heroes, free to wind up stopping you in the end. So I personally, I mean, I get where narrative wise what she was trying to do, but Wolverine, I mean, my thing is they should have just killed her when they had the chance. And Wolverine telling her that story about how Charles would have loved her. For a moment there, you see her being sympathetic. Then that just goes out the window when she finds out that the TVA was about to kill her or is trying to kill her. Now she wants to wipe out the whole timeline. It just that part right there just didn't really resonate with me. And even so, like I said, like even though this movie is not really, to me, I didn't feel like it was really connected to the MCU because it was all X-Men. They were all Fox characters.
Yeah, it was all Fox stuff.
We got not one MCU character other than Hulk in that small little scene.
We got what's his name? Happy Hogan.
Oh, Happy. I mean, but I'm saying like an actual Avenger.
He is an Avenger. He told you he's an Avenger. Oh, yeah, Thor. Thor was there.
Yeah, Thor was there. Yeah, Thor was there in that little preview. And then you can make the argument Ant-Man was there. A dead Ant-Man was there.
Dead Ant-Man was there. Yeah,
but we didn't. I wanted to see Deadpool like have like, for instance, if Tom Holland was there or Andrew Garfield, like if you have a conversation with somebody
that would have been funny actually
outside of the Fox universe. But that scene I want to point out. I'm glad you brought up that Thor scene. I feel like we're going to see that in Secret Wars.
I think so too.
Probably.
I was going to say, I think that's a buildup. I think the reason why we didn't see him integrate with people from Marvel is because we're going to see that in the actual bigger films. So it's like a preview. It's like a little preview with him and Thor. Then we're going to get back to the whole Fox family. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was the thing. I was confused with the Happy Hogan scene where he's like, I want to be an Avenger because. They kind of just do this. I guess they kind of just said to hell with continuity, but he is in the MCU in a weird way. Like even though he's in the Fox universe, the Avengers kind of exist there, because that's how he knows who they are in a weird way. Like, because I thought he was in the regular MCU trying to join the Avengers, but apparently that's not the case. He's actually still in his own universe. I don't know. It got weird. So whatever. It's hand wavy. He's there. He's connected. They'll pull him in for Secret Wars. But shout out to Hugh Jackman. He fucking was awesome. He was like, outside of like the cameos and everything, he was like the best part of the movie for me. Him reacting to Ryan Reynolds and his bullshit. I thought he was great. And I thought his costume looked great. Yeah.
I was going to ask. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Oh, my bad. What happened? Like, I think I went to the bathroom. What did he do to the other X-Men? I never figured that out.
So they knew, for instance, like they were being killed by like the humans came to hunt the mutants, and Wolverine was aware of the fact that the humans were coming, and he did nothing.
Yeah, he was like pissed off about something. He left. Right. And his time of leaving, they got killed. So by the time he came back, you know, like Wolverine, sometimes he gets pissed off and he leaves and then he comes back. I guess it was like he left, and by the time he was gone, the X-Men got killed. So then he became anti-human. He killed a bunch of humans. So that's why they kind of look at him as like a lost cause. Yeah, a monster or whatever. Yeah. Which I thought was kind of okay. I would have preferred if they would have did the
old man Logan,
the old man Logan thing, where he's pissed off, the X-Men are under attack, so he goes and he's like killing the bad guys, but then you find out that actually he's being tricked into killing the X-Men himself. That's why I thought they were going to go with, like, actually I got tricked into killing the X-Men myself. That makes more sense than just some humans one day showed up and killed the X-Men.
No sense.
I conveniently didn't answer the phone when they called me because I was mad, and now I'm an outlaw because I killed a bunch of I thought it would have been more poetic if it was like, actually I fucked up and I accidentally killed my own friends, and that's why I'm looked as a disgrace and everyone thinks I'm a joke. But whatever, it didn't get that deep. It's a comedy. But
were you guys able to get a Wolverine bucket?
I didn't bother. No, I had no interest in getting that bullshit.
I had no interest in getting it either. I just wanted to see it.
Yeah, the novelty
concept was disgusting anyway. So I
actually forgot about that. But now that I think about it, I should have got one, because just to be like, hey, it's a collector's item, but it is what it is.
A dirty collector's item. I would never look at Wolverine the same.
Hey, I'm kind of surprised they killed Sabretooth off with just that one damn hit.
Oh damn! I forgot he was in the movie. Yeah, that was some bullshit. No, you're right. That was
bullshit, because I was expecting a much bigger battle.
Yeah,
exactly.
That was some bullshit. Like, he just got one shotted by the fire, right? It was him and Torch hit him, right?
No,
he got his head cut off.
No, he got his head cut off.
Right?
That's right. Jesus Christ! Yeah, you're right. Him and Wolverine had to fight. Yeah, him and Torch was after that. Yeah, it was cool to see him, but yeah, you're right. That was some bullshit. Like that. What was
pointless in the movie though? All the fighting between Wolverine and Deadpool. They're fighting each other with these deadly blows, knowing that neither one of them can die.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they do though. That's what they do. But that was dope though. I did like the fight in the car was great. The fight
that was funny
in the desert was good. I did enjoy all of that. That was fun though. But you're right. It's like we're just wasting time.
Yeah, and even when they fought all the Deadpools, I was like, okay, I don't think that these are coming back, but they did. And I will say, this is a failed expectation on my part. I really thought we were going to get a reveal about who Lady Deadpool was.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was his wife.
Wolverine killed her. I thought he was going to have Deadpool kill Lady Deadpool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I did like Nice Pool. Nice Pool was funny. That was a funny bit that kept popping up.
Dog Pool. Shout out MVP Dog Pool.
Yeah, Dog Pool was cute, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
I'm not one of those people who I'm not an animal person like that. So whenever they just like, oh, here's this cute animal. Like, I don't know if y'all saw what was the movie? It just came out. God damn it.
That dog old as hell, man.
Quiet Place, the new Quiet Place sequel. Did any of y'all see that?
Day one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that fucking cat, like, I don't care, bro. Like, just the cat should be either not in the movie or be dead. I don't care about why are people risking their lives for this cat. Now, granted, Dogpool wasn't as annoying with that, and Dogpool was fun, so I have no issues with Dogpool.
Man, that dog look mutated on the left.
yeah.
They're like Milo from The Mask.
Yeah, it does look like Milo from The Mask, actually. But but no, Nightpool was funny. I did like it was kind of weird how they had all the different X-Men villains, but they weren't the actors. Like they had like it was like a new version of Juggernaut. There was like a new Lady Deathstrike was in the background. They had like a new Psylocke that popped up. It was a lot of this random stuff like that popped up when they were in the Void. But overall, I thought it was cool. The one cameo I do wish we would have got, the more I think about it, I wish we would have got a dickless version of the Thing. That would have been hilarious, in my opinion. Remember the Thing from the Fan Four Stick movie?
Yeah,
it's just all rocks with no dick. Like that would have been. He should have been on the team. That would have been funny if he would have walked in,
Dickless.
and then when they get to the fight, and then he just gets broken into pieces.
Apparently, in Fantastic Four, the Silver Surfer, he actually had one. We just didn't.
Well, yeah, that's fine, but the Thing didn't have one, so it was. Hold on, hold on, let me get it. Y'all looking at me like I'm crazy right now.
Because Johnny Storm. It's funny because Johnny Storm said in that movie in Fantastic Four, where he's talking to Thing, he was like, "Yo, I just don't want your girlfriend to die from like a rock slide." I'm like,
that was the Chris Evans. Yeah, that was the Chris Evans one. I'm talking about the.
But I know what you mean though. The newer one.
Yeah, hold on. Y'all looking at me like I don't know what I'm.
I still ain't see that one with Michael B. Jordan.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, that one was. You're not missing anything.
I mean, I want to watch it just to see how bad it was. How people say, they say how bad it was. I just want to see it. I
think the first half of the movie is actually pretty good. Miles Teller as Mr. Fantastic, and his banter with Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm was pretty dope. I did not like the actress who played Sue.
You can't tell me if they would have went to that fucking cave.
Oh man,
and it would have been Elektra. It would have been Elektra, fucking Gambit, X-23, and Blade, and then fucking dickless Thing walked out. That would have been fucking hilarious.
So he actually looked like that. He had no pants on or nothing.
No pants or nothing, just hanging out. He's a rock monster. That would have been. I think that would have been funny because at the end when they had that sort of like, oh, look at all this fun behind the scenes from all these movies that people love and hate, which kind of felt a little disingenuous, but like I was like, man, they should have had more Fan Four Stick jokes because that is a really bad movie. But I guess he probably didn't do it maybe for legal reasons because there was some stuff with the director or whatever the fuck. So
bad as that Power Rangers movie, man.
So what?
Hey fellas, I have to get ready for work, but I enjoyed talking with y'all, and we got to do this again.
Oh, absolutely. All right.
And shout out Blade.
Yeah, shout out Blade. Yeah, that movie is not happening. I'm going to say it right now. That movie is not. Well, at least it's not happening with Mahershala Ali because they're dragging their ass with that one. But yeah, I don't think it's happening.
All right, y'all take care now.
See you, Chris.
All right, one.
Peace. But I'm just saying, Dickless Thing should have been in the movie. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, the other bad guy, the guy that was like the TVA guy, he was funny. I'm not familiar with that actor. He was funny. He was actually funnier. Say again.
Paradox?
Yes, Paradox. Yeah. And it did piss me off that there was no Owen Wilson, which was weird. Like,
yeah, I heard he was cast for the movie.
That's what I thought too, but then he wasn't in the movie, so I thought that was very weird that Owen Wilson was not in this, like just in the background at least. They had the lady, the black lady from Loki, which was cool, I guess. But like, what the fuck is?
It was the like the captain. She led the whole place, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, at the end of Loki season 2, yeah, I guess she got that role.
Still ain't finished watching that shit.
It's good. Loki season 2 is actually good. Both seasons.
Yeah, season 2 is much better than season 1.
Because
I like them both. Yeah.
I tried to watch. It ain't like it's boring. None. It's just I just had some other stuff come up. I got up until halfway to season 1, but I'm eventually watch it. Like I ain't. Yeah. It don't matter if y'all spoil it, but I'll still check it out. So
no, I'm not gonna spoil it. I was just happy when he finally put the fucking mask on. I was like, thank you. Where's the mask? Like, this is great.
Yeah.
Just give me the mask. And it
I
was
like how
awesome.
they mentioned, I think like Loki had mentioned in the movie, is this just like Loki episode, like season 1, episode 5 or something like
Yes,
that?
yeah, he did drop that, which was the best episode of that season, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah. But
finger in your eyes and all that.
yeah, that was weird. Yeah, her powers. So they didn't really get into like Cassandra Nova's way. Like she's like really evil. Like her whole backstory. They didn't really get into it, but like, you know, she's technically not a person in a weird way. Like she's like a consciousness that builds a body around it since she was killed in the womb or whatever as a baby. So they didn't really get into all of that, but like she's just like alternate evil Professor X. But when she stripped Human Torch of his skin, he just fell down. I'm like, yo, that's too OP. You can't have a character that fucking OP just taking people out like that. But that was pretty dope.
It was. I remember when it happened, I was like, my face just dropped, especially when the body looks at Deadpool and then just collapse.
And then falls. Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
And then the post-credit bit with the whole him talking shit about her, that was actually funny. I thought it wasn't going to be funny, but when they showed that, I was like, yo, that's actually
that was funny. I died. I was like, wow, he really did say that.
Yeah, he really did say that shit. Like he was that fucking right.
It's messed up though. I'm like, dude, you dogged him out. I'm like, wow. Because the whole time we're thinking he's lying.
Yeah.
He was actually telling the truth.
So where would y'all rank, not as far as like action, whatever, just as far as just the movie in general? Where would you rank all the Deadpools?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a good question. And like I said, if I would have went back, and I still haven't gone back and seen 2. For me, if I was going to rank the Deadpools, well, like I said, I think 2 is the funniest, 1 has the best story, and 3 is a good time in the theaters. Damn, how would I rank them? I don't know. I think I go 2, 1, 3. I think I'd do it that way. That's how I would go.
I think I would have to keep it in its natural order because
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, because Deadpool and Wolverine, it's literally Deadpool trying to fix his timeline by swapping out one Wolverine for the other. And if you look at Deadpool 1 and even Deadpool 2, it's about furthering his career as Deadpool.
Yeah.
You know, in Deadpool and Wolverine, if he wasn't called by the TVA, we have no Deadpool movie.
Yeah. That's why I said they're viewing it as like like it's a separate thing,
right,
outside of that franchise. So yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
So like I would have to keep, because I really liked Deadpool 1 because those scenes with him and the taxi cab with Deadpinder, oh my god, they're hilarious, and it even amplifies more in the second one, where he calls Deadpinder Brown Panther. I'm like, whoa. Like he just going, and you know what's funny? The humor in this movie was funny too, but this is like the humor in this movie is stuff that I thought that Ryan Reynolds was probably going to get canceled for. I just thought, I mean, but obviously that's not going to happen. So
no, hell no, he's making all that money.
Yeah, I might agree. Thinking about it now, I might agree. I think 1 might be the best. Looking at it,
I mean, in the first one. Oh my god, that first one where he's like, "I only have 12 bullets."
Oh yeah, he takes the guys out with the bullet. Yeah,
he's literally taking them out one by one by one. They did a very creative story with just him and 2 other mutants, and I thought it was really good. And like I said, the second movie, it was all jokes. Even the one of the Fox versions of the X-Men were cameoed in that movie. Where they literally shut the door while he's in the mansion. Like,
that was another cameo I was surprised we didn't get, was any, like, no Halle Berry, no what's her name? The lady that played
Phoenix?
Jean Grey. Yeah, no Jean Grey. I was a little surprised that we didn't get that obligatory Jean Grey cameo. Surprisingly, they did that with all the other movies.
Actually, I'm not surprised that we didn't get Jean Grey. I will agree. I am surprised we didn't get Storm. What I was surprised that we didn't get was a what's that character's name in Professor X. I'm surprised we didn't see Professor X or either Magneto at least addressing his sibling in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because I thought we were gonna get like James McAvoy or some shit to pop up, but that didn't happen. Yeah. But overall, like I said, it was still a fun movie. It's very much a fun, like especially first time watch. It's just like really fun. But the more you elaborate on certain things, it's like, it's a little shaky here. Like someone pointed out, like, why would the TVA guy just straight up tell Deadpool, "Oh, you're not important, and we're going to destroy your universe"? Like, this guy is unstable. Why would you tell him that? Like just straight up be like, "Oh yeah, your universe is going to die. Who cares? Just work for me. It'll all work out." This guy's going to have a reaction to that. So, little sort of like odd stuff like that. It's like that should have been more of a secret, or like he stumbles upon that later or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Also, because we know, was it at the end of Deadpool? Was it 2? Yeah, Deadpool 2 when Vanessa dies, then he uses Cable's time machine thing, right?
Yeah.
And saves her again, and then the third one,
they broke up. Yeah, I knew that when I saw that first trailer, I was like, I think they've broken up because she called him friend. She didn't call him Wade. She didn't call him, hubby or boyfriend or what. She just called him friend or buddy. I'm like, no, they broke up. That shit's done, which is weird because that was the one thing about the second movie I didn't like was they killed her and didn't do anything with her. And I'm like,
exactly.
That was the best part of the first one was their dynamic, but
trying to
it is what it is.
Like she's what he went off, and I didn't know he was away for like a year or two, and then comes back and saves her. And so now in the second one, she's gone early in the movie, and it's like he tried to save her in the first one. Now she's dead in the first 20 minutes. So within the first 20 minutes, I think. So, yeah, I'm like, man, you gonna break up with me, man? I should have left your ass dead, man.
Yeah. You're gonna go bring her back if y'all gonna stay together. Huh?
You ain't gonna break up. How they broke up? He brought you back to life.
Hey, it be like that sometimes. He did it out of kindness of his heart. Allegedly. Oh, the other dude, what's his name? Pete. He was funny. His bits was funny with the nipple ring thing, and him walking in and all the Deadpools like, oh, we love Pete. Like every Deadpool has a Pete. That was funny.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
That was actually funny too.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Grasping that stuff. So yeah, we're gonna wrap.
Box office. I think it's like.
It is the highest grossing opening for a rated R movie. I think it's currently at 824 million worldwide. So yeah, this shit's gonna break $1 billion. I thought it was gonna break $1 billion, and I think it's gonna break $1 billion. I was saying that, yeah. It's gonna break $1 billion.
The first two got like 7. It stopped in like the 700. So
yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So they definitely, and hopefully this will push them. Because like I think this was the reason why they've been struggling with the Blade movie is that Disney, well, one of the reasons is Disney doesn't want to do an R-rated movie, but I think this is probably going to make them feel a little bit more comfortable.
They greenlit. They made it R-rated. I don't know if you heard. They
did
announce that they made it R-rated.
They announced it months later after this movie was coming into production, but when they first announced it, that wasn't the case. So I think they felt more comfortable with the success of this to be like, all right, let's try to make it rated R. Because I feel like that's what was holding up that movie for the most part. Was like they was trying to, how can we do Blade without rated R? It's like you can't. There's no point in doing that.
I mean, I think you can. It's just it's the violence of the movie. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. You gotta have that.
I mean, Blade doesn't have to say the F word. He doesn't have
Yeah,
to.
no, he doesn't. But I mean, if you're doing vampires, I want to see blood. I want to see, people getting bit and bodies and all that. I want to see that. It's vampires.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
We can't get headshots with no blood, man.
That too.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be like that. What was that movie?
Be like when
It was the third movie of something. I can't remember. Oh, The Expendables, where the third movie.
Yeah, they got rid of the. Yeah, it wasn't rated R. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dumb. Just dumb. But yeah, all right, we'll wrap this up. This was great catching up with you guys. Cuba. Hold on. Wait, see if I remember how to do this. Nope, that's not how you do it. There it is. Cuba, let the people know where they can find you.
Oh, you find me at Rundown Productions, man. I'm trying to figure out because matter of fact, I ain't gonna say nothing, man, because YouTube might end up watching this and they already know my name. I don't want them shadow banning me and none of that. So I'm just say just subscribe to Rundown Productions. I'm gonna figure out what to do. Get this damn channel, get some views on here and get more subscribers. Cause I don't be putting all this damn time in here and I ain't getting nothing from it.
Understandable.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Alex, let the people know where they can find you, man.
You guys can find me at Momentum Media. And if you are a future content creator, looking to put your stuff out, Cuba, I'm speaking to you and others. Come join me on my channel. I am looking for contestants for Momentum Movie Trivia.
Yes.
So,
and I'm still down. So just let me know when hope we can get that together.
Yeah, I got you, bro. So yeah, like I'm putting that together. I have 10 episodes to shoot so far. I only shot 1, so I need 9 more to go. And listen, like I said, just hit me up on Momentum Media. I would love for any future content creator to be a part of that as I'm building it. If it's done right, it could be really big on YouTube, and we can go far with that particular show. Also, I'm launching a new podcast called Growing Pains, which basically I'll be addressing a lot of life, just real life things that have happened in my life, but also giving people another form of content to look to, some more positivity, some relatability, some vulnerability into that podcast. And then I'm still doing the Alexander Hampton show, or the Alex Hampton show, which is the movie show where we talk about movie TV and things like Comic-Con and movie reviews and things of that nature. I was not going to review Deadpool because I'm sure the spoilers came out like day 1.
Oh, hell
but
yeah.
I'm glad I got to do it on Brogi's channel because I just had a good time doing it with the people that I know. So but yeah, that's where you can find me. And also, if you are in the Orlando or Tampa area and you need a photographer or website designer or a videographer, go to momentummediaent.com, book us today, and we'll take care of you there.
All right. What you say?
So you stay busy, huh?
I try.
Yeah,
I try.
That's great. That's great. And I am Brogi Naric. You can find me here sometimes on this channel. I've been very spotty with this. I'm trying to get back into it. I've been working on my other channel, which takes up a lot of time. And also, I just ain't really had shit to talk about. But this was fun to kind of get a big sort of group of news and kind of react with the people. Definitely go try to get the streams back together. But there's not a lot of big movies coming out in the next couple of months. I don't think anything that I care about until like maybe the Joker. So I'll probably do a stream for that. Unless some other crazy news pop up that I want to talk about. But you can find me on BrogiNaric. You can find me on my other channel, Brogi Superflix, Instagram, Twitter, all things BrogiNaric. And once again, I want to thank my guests and also Critical. You can find Critical on his YouTube channel. I got the links in the description whenever he posts. But yeah, but it's been a busy year, but we're trying to get back into it. We follow everyone here and share the positivity. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll be back for another one sometime soon. And let me just hit him with this.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
All right. And I'm going to end the stream right now.